Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to FM23 Youth Factory. This is episode number 10. The higher up football league transfer window has closed. And fortunately, there was no interest, or at least no offers coming in whatsoever for our players this time. We managed to fly under the radar now that we're in the 10th tier, or at least for the time being. I'm sure that will change in due course, but we got away with it. We don't lose any additional players. Also, our training facilities have upgraded, but at the moment, we find ourselves just in 6th place in the league. And no, not because of poor performance, because we've only played 2 matches and those around us have played more. But we're not even leading the league in regards to those who have only played the 2 matches. But with a match in hand, and a couple goal differential behind some others, we still got some work to do to start trying to pull clear in this division. Are we that good, or is there that big of a difference between the top end and bottom end of this league? Are there some competitive teams that might put up a fight? Push forward a ways and we'll find out. Well, this is exciting. We have our first cup tournament that we are able to participate in now that we're in the 10th tier. It's the Southwest Peninsula League. It's the league itself. There's 2 divisions. There's a West, there's an East. They just come together for this. It is just the Southwest Peninsula League Cup is essentially what it is. It's called the Walter C. Parson Cup. But with this one, with this 10th tier only tournament, we're going to obviously be favorites for this. But we enter in the preliminary first round, because there's an uneven number of teams between the 2 divisions when you combine them. So the bottom lowest rated 8 teams go head to head, knockout, and then those 4 teams progress to then have everyone at a knockout tournament from there. I'm excited. Let's see if we can win our first silverware outside of the 11th tier league, but our first cup silverware. So just 8 teams in this first round. I'm curious to see who we're going to be up against. Already 4 teams drawn, and we are looking at 3 of the 4 remaining are in our division. Plymouth, Marjon are the only ones from the East division that we might potentially go up against. Penzance has been drawn, and that's who we are going to play. So we are playing somebody from the East division, and we're going to be on the road for it. Plymouth, Marjon, our opponent. They currently sit mid-table on 10 points through 7 matches played, with pretty much dead even, slightly below 500 kind of level, as their goal differential really the only deciding factor, while the league record itself is dead even. For us, obviously, that makes it an easy first-round matchup. Really, any of these. You would think Portland United look like they might put up a fight. Ashton Backwell United might put up a fight. Speaking of putting up a fight, here's how our league is now looking 7 matches in here at the end of September. We are undefeated so far with a plus 21, meaning we are 3 goals ahead per match. But I know we've had at least one goal match already this season. So we've had a close one, but we are 5 points ahead of Saint Astel in 2nd place. Only a single promotion spot in these lower divisions because of just how many leagues feed into the leagues above them. So you start seeing a lot more relegation spots and fewer promotion spots as the pyramid starts to shrink down as you climb that ladder. But we are dominating the league. However, it's Stephen Thames of St. Austell who's actually the league leader in goals right now, already into double digits through just 8 matches. Taking a look at the balance and how things are going, because one of the big topics when it comes to our finances is that progression from amateur to semi-pro to professional, and what that's going to do to impact our rate of gain, because that rate of gain is how we progress. And if we aren't gaining, we're going to have issues. But here we are, the initial run until we got the first training facility upgrade. And then we have our secondary run, and we got up to our high point, and that was just shy of $1 million, right? And then we have our second training facility upgrade that we have done. Fortunately, we are on the rise once again, in a very similar rate to what we had before. Right now, we are bringing in roughly 60K per month, 60K last month, and our spending is about 20 to 30K monthly. So we are making anywhere from 30 to 40K a month, which isn't a ton. It takes quite a while. If we're talking about going from a million down to 200,000, spending nearly 800K on one upgrade, and knowing that each upgrade gets significantly more expensive, we went from 486 down to 323. It was 150,000 to almost 800,000 to about 750,000, an increase of 600,000. But compared to the 150K it was, we're talking about like 400% in terms of increase. If we 400% increase this from $750,000, we're talking about an extra 3 million on top. We're talking about 3.75. I know I don't think it's going to be that much for the next upgrade. Could be. Usually I'm not able to make these kinds of progressions along the way, or maybe not noticing the amounts as much. Well, anyway, one key component as to why we're still making gains right now is the payroll. A lot of the players right now are not interested. They are too big for the club already, which makes sense. We have a small reputation. We're playing in the 10th tier, and they have quality to play for football league sides immediately. I mean, some of these guys can jump into League 2 or at least, National League or something along those lines and be starters. They could jump into championship sides as a high-end prospect. So there's a quality there that is going to give their ego a significant boost. So I'm having a hard time setting up contracts, which actually is going to be one of those key components to keeping guys around long term. Now, obviously, I'm not going to let them go for free. We have the minimum security. There is a safety net for us in this playthrough to help keep things going to an extent. I am slowly getting there when it comes to those contracts. Like I said, we're at 30K now, which is still under 10% of what our actual budget is. And looking at salaries, there's really only 4 guys that have proper contracts now. And then there's a number of guys that are still on youth ones because they're too young. I haven't tried really these bottom 3. But these 4 guys, Bick, Jones, Schmizek, McFadden, those 4, no interest in signing contracts with us right now. The funny thing about it, there's some give and take here. They have no value right now. Without a contract, they have no value. So a club would actually have to come in and offer us money for them. And we're also saving money because we're not paying them anything. So there is some good and bad to that. But of course, the higher the value is, the more it's going to force someone else to come in and pay for them. Ollie Atkins, for example. We're only paying him $2,000 a year. That's per annual. And yet, for that $2,000, he's got a value of $12K. That's absolutely nothing, right? We already lost a player for absolutely nothing. Speaking of, I'm going to be keeping a much closer eye on the players that exit and how they do as we go forward. Another thing that came up is I didn't want to push the boundaries on the negotiations for that contract, because if they offer more than what they're worth, I have to accept. But that doesn't mean I can't negotiate at least a little bit. The main thing that I will negotiate in the future is trying to increase the percentage of funds we receive from profit. We got a 30% on that last one, and we probably could have pushed that to 50% without changing the finances of the deal, because that's where the money's going to really kick in, especially as we're in these lower divisions and these guys climb to higher divisions where they're going to earn 20 million in the next sale or whatever, and that profit would be massive because they're paying us nothing. So there's going to be a lot of profit involved in those deals, and we could be earning millions. So with that in mind, I'll push that one element of it when it comes up. I'm really glad that nothing came up as we're into early October, and the Football League has since slammed shut the summer transfer window. There is January coming, obviously, outside of this cup. That's a big thing that I'm going to be looking at. Here on the road, the team is facing pressure that they've never felt before. The pressure of instant exit. The pressure of cup ties. This is a team that had, a whole season worth of matches to get it right, where you could slip up, you could make a mistake here and there and still be comfortably ahead. They're always heavy favorites, and last season they didn't have a perfect season when they could have. They dropped points. Now, it was a draw, it wasn't a loss, so it only happened the once, and so sure, you'd make them heavy favorites. But you gotta remember, the entire team, as Gordon intercepts there, and Bick scores! Nice little chipped cross there. Bick with the header to finish it and put it in the far post. Great job there. Great interception, too. Gordon just reading that the defender didn't quite have that. He gets a piece of that. So he gets a foot to it. That's what led. So it wasn't a chipped cross. It was a driven cross. What I was going to say about pressure, we've actually already played half an hour here, so they are feeling it a little bit. We've only had 3 shot attempts, surprisingly. But what we have in this cup for the first time is a whole different kind of pressure. Every match you have to perform, because if you lose, you're eliminated. That's one thing I just love about these cup ties, right? Everyone. What a through ball from McDonald. Brooks, that's deflected. Ooh, he keeps that in, apparently. Looked like that was out for the corner, but okay. Yeah, we're not dominating this. I mean, we are leading, but we are not dominating. Great ball over the top for Bick. That's a real chance. That's deflected out for the corner. Somebody got a piece of that. I'm not sure if it was the defender or the keeper, but they pushed it just wide. Cleared out. Brooks. Anyway, back to what that pressure is like, right? Over the course of a season, we play, 26 matches last year? And okay, fine, we won 25. But with that one draw, that one slip up, when you're that heavy of a favorite and you can't come out, well, here's the thing about that draw. It happened early in the season when they were still just coming together as a team, when they had only played a handful of matches. Well, right now, okay, a lot of the guys are in their second full season now. They've played a little bit, but they're still, and the entirety of the squad is still just 16, 17 years old. When it comes to 16, 17-year-olds and pressure, you're going to see one of a couple things happen. One, they have enough confidence that they don't feel the severity of a big occasion. And they step up and they play big. Oh, Ashley Jones, what a free kick. Bends that one around the wall. And that was comfortably inside the post. It was. Keeper doesn't even move. I mean, legs are completely frozen, and he just reaches out the arms just a little bit, and that's going to seal this game at 2-0. They're not going to get back into this one, or are they? Whoa, we get caught napping on that one. Everybody thought somebody else was going to get that ball. There was 2, 3, 4 players. All McFadden misses the header, and then his teammates just stand there as from long distance they close it out. And they're right back in this game, just a goal down now. That was only their second attempt of the game. Atkins on a yellow. Do I have a replacement for him? Thornhill or Fish? Let's go with Fish. Redknapp struggling and tired. Do I have a replacement for you? Not really. Hallam. Hallam's on the bench today because we do have a player away on international duty. That ball into space and nobody can reach it, but we can force a turnover here. McFadden, Jones, keeper has already retreated back into his box. Brooks, Webb, Fish, Gordon, back inside, taken down in the box and already on a yellow. No sending off, but it is a penalty, and this should put us back at, Bick. Dangerous move there. Keeper stands pat, ready to react, just can't react fast enough, and Bick scores. It's 3-1. If I were a keeper, I would do that too. I would wait. And I might do the same thing as him and lack the reactions because I'm not a keeper. But Gordon seals the game with his first goal of the season. It's 4-1. Just a couple minutes later, we pick up that momentum and nothing they could do about it from there. Just quick ball movement. We had a little 3-on-2, took advantage of it, and then Gordon just buys a little bit of space off the fullback there and ends up with a pretty easy finish. Back to that thing about pressure and teenagers, right? They don't understand the intensity of a situation and have confidence, and so they play with confidence. Or the pressure really, really gets to them because they've never faced it before, and they do understand the weight of a situation, and they feel that weight on them. And so you can see players, individuals, or an entire squad struggle. You have a late season tight contest for a league title, and you could see a young team struggle to get the results down the stretch, even though they're favorites, and lose and lose and lose and walk away empty-handed. We see it all the time. We see it in real life all the time. We see it in FM all the time. So the gravity of this situation could have been more than it was. And we see it in an instant there. McDonald misses a header, and then all of a sudden everyone, actually it was McFadden, not McDonald, McFadden misses a header. Quintafera, Webb, both just stand there. Penreese just stand there. All three of them were closer to that ball and would have gotten to it first. The other team reacts faster, and they were right back in that game. Fortunately, in the end, we came away that turning point, really, you look at the flow of the second half. They weren't doing anything, obviously, but neither were we. We weren't going anywhere until all of a sudden they gave us a penalty, and then we just quickly put the game away. And that's definitely one reason why I love a good cup tie. It's also one reason why I love a league that is decided in the league. Right? In the U.S., we love playoffs. You make the playoffs. The whole season, all it matters is that you make the playoffs. Basketball, you could be the Miami Heat and be in the play-in and still end up in the NBA Finals. You get a right run at the right time. You could be the best team all season and absolutely dominate, and then when it comes down to it in the playoffs, you're done. You're out. That's why I love having separate cup ties, because the drama of that, the intensity of that, the elimination manner of that is fantastic. But the league is the league. And keeping those two separate, I do prefer that. I like how that is designed. Good first round. We're into, the tournament proper now, where the bulk of the teams will begin their single elimination play from here. The clash of firsts. The top two teams in the two divisions that are playing for this cup. We've got each other in the second round. And once again, we've drawn on the road. So if there is a team that can beat us, not because we can't rise to the occasion because the teenagers feel the pressure, but if there's a team that can beat us outright because of quality, it's got to be Portland United, as they are comfortably first in the East Division, and we've got to go play on the road. So I'm excited by this matchup. This should be a finals matchup, and yet it's technically in the first mass round of the tournament. Before we get into what has to be the potentially second most important match of the entire season, the most important match being the theoretical cup final that we could achieve, the second most important match being the clash of the Titans, the two division leaders, albeit in just the second round. Before we get to that, and that's coming very soon, it's time for that match. Quick check-in on, our other entities. We might be dominating at the senior level, but after that, it's ugly. Our U23s, it's albeit friendlies, can't win a match. Our U21s can't win a match, have yet to win a match. But our U18s are finally starting to get somewhere, and I'll show you why in just a second. They are starting to get somewhere, but starting to is really like 1 foot out the gutter is all. We're talking about 11 points in 15 matches, 3 wins, 2 draws, 10 losses, but just a -6 goal differential, and we are not in the cellar. We're not in last place. Cheltenham, a point behind us, and Rugby Town sitting on just 1 point. 13th in the English U18 Division 3 Southwest. That's a handful. Here is the reason for the improvement, albeit minor. Our U18 squad, is no longer full of those current ability 1 guys. There's 2 left, including our starting striker and one of our starting center backs. But after that, we do have the leftovers of our first 2 intakes. The worst of the first 2 intakes. There are a couple decent players, a couple 45 current abilities, and one of them isn't even a starter. The next 2 best guys, they're not even in the squad. So it's not the best selected squad. There's only a single 100 potential ability player outside of, those 2 know-nothing starting group guys. But it is a growing quality in our U18s that have got them out of losing every match and into just being rather poor. 1 more intake, and I would think we're going to start to see a U18 squad perform at a much higher level. You're going to start to see a few of these guys push on into our U21s, and maybe next year we'll see a win or 2 in that group. And as we kick off on the road at Portland United, this is a big deal. So if we can get past them, we've got to be favorites for this cup. We've got to be favorites as it is, but this is obviously the biggest obstacle we're going to face, even though it's just in the second round. And Jones does what Jones does so well. He is really good at free kicks. He's really good at that left foot and that bend. Just in that first round, we saw this exact same thing happen. This time, keeper's not planted to the ground. He certainly has an attempt at diving across his lengthy wall that he had in this one. I mean, there was a good 5-6 guys in that. Jones, nice ball ahead for Bick, and he's coming from way behind. He nearly gets there first. Great desperate tackle from the defender there to get there before Jones. Nice ball over the top. Jones, volleyed cross, and then Atkins is going to eventually take the shot. Good save from the keeper. They've got a decent keeper. And see, that's one reason why these guys are good. We are all over them right now, but we've seen some desperate tackles from defenders, and we've seen tough saves from the keeper. It is 1-0. We haven't even played 10 minutes. We are all over them, but right now you can see the quality that Portland United have. Heavy touch there. They intercept. And then on to the next highlight. Jones getting there first. He is all over his defense. He's definitely a step beyond what they have. And great control from McDonald to get in there before the defender. Control it with his chest and then volley it into the back of the net. And it's 2-0. And we've only played 10 minutes. Let's see Jones. Little hesitation. Pulls back the cross. And that is a left foot after McDonald gets it under control with the chest. And then just left foot volley. Gordon over the top. Jones just crushing his defender here. His defender's got nothing on him. Finds Atkins. That one's blocked. I can see the quality of the opposition here. But we've got a couple guys at least that are just miles beyond what they have. And they're taking control of the game. Stepping up in a big way here. Atkins finds McDonald, who finds Bick and makes it 3. And Portland is just dumbfounded at what we've been able to do here. Finding some real quality in the team. By the way, speaking of quality, it's not just about the current ability of the players. One thing that has happened, it's taken us a couple years to do, but one thing that is starting to happen within the squad is that tactical familiarity of the players is very high through most of the starting 11 and decently through the bench. Also, the relationships among players is growing. Oh, he goes so close there. He's offside, though. Wouldn't have counted, and it looks like we would have gotten on the rebound before he could have gotten there. But my, oh my, was that one close to being a goal. And if it was offside, it was close. But Gordon pounces on that rebound the way we pounced on the rebound at the other end. And slots it home, and it's 4-0 in half an hour. This is how you take care of a powerhouse in the league. Just get there first. First to the second balls, and you're going to win a lot of matches. Looks like we are headed for a penalty kick. Yes. I'm not sure what we did there to deserve this, but either way, Bradbury gets them on the board from nothing. They haven't had a shot as far as I know. And it's 4-1. That was their second, or they've had 2 attempts. So they haven't been totally without. By the way, I am resting a couple players. I've got 4 players now. Oh, wow, what a shot from Atkins. Oh, my goodness. Are we stepping up big time for this one? Anyway, 4 players in youth ranks of their national teams and playing regularly now for them. A couple of those just coming back quite tired as they played each and every minute of their national team's fixtures, and they came back to us just in the last day or two quite fatigued, so they are sitting on the bench today. So we're not even playing our best side, not far from it, but we're not playing our best side right now. Atkins, nice tackle there, also dangerous. We'll probably sub him off at halftime, but otherwise Flippance gets there first. That was a great ball, by the way. Really, really good ball. Fazlich, good job getting to that one. And Fiskin, just nice ball of... Oh, man. We should not have been beat there. Really should not have been beat. Penrice maybe calling him off. Comes out there thinking he's got it. All of a sudden, it's 5-2. As much as we're dominating, they are showing their quality here in many different ways. One thing they're not showing, though, is fan support. There's hardly anyone here. Wow, XG. They're ahead of us in XG right now. Webb clears that one out. I think we do have more of a game here. I was ready to move on and call it. And it's a 3-goal lead. The likelihood of them getting back in this is minimal. But they do have 2 goals. They are going against the run of form to get those goals. So I wouldn't rule this one over just yet. And this probably being the most decisive match of the year, besides, the potential of winning that trophy. We'll obviously play in that final and keep this cup running as our kind of main feature. And actually, speaking of, cups will be the main featured games until the league starts to get tough. For now, we're dominating leagues. We're undefeated this year. We are on the verge of that, or on track for that perfect season right now. And I didn't expect this season to be that, as we're lacking some quality in the team. We lost our best player in McLaren. The opposition is better. I've seen that better opposition. But, oh, wow. That was offside on the putback from Pond. No, it's 3-5. They're getting back in this, folks. Did Pond really get there? Oh, he's good. Not offside at all. Not even close. I mean, it was close, but it was well positioned to clearly be onside. Jones, another chance, goes close, catches the corner of the post and the crossbar. Folks, we have a game. And Atkins, I'm nervous about that yellow, but others are playing so poorly that I'm afraid to sub him off now. Jones, another chance, this time into the wall. McFadden, Schmizek, end of highlight. Oh, that looked like a great chance, but Schmizek, as a center back, as a low-level center back, probably did not have the passing quality. That one offside, and that one wouldn't have counted anyway, but that second ball, as it went from post to post, was coming out into a dangerous area, and it wasn't guaranteed that we were going to get there first. That was just about a 50-50 chance, and that could have gone either way. They pounce on that one. It's 5-4. Redknapp, Atkins. Obviously, the offside flag went up. Bick, offside. Let's go ahead and get Atkins out of there. Brooks the tired player will come on in his place to finish this one out. We will also change our mentality here in a little bit to try to see this out. Jones, another chance to seal this game. Can't do it. Going balanced. Minor time wasting. Play for set pieces to kill the game off. That should just about do it. Into stoppage. 2 minutes to go. Bick. Yet another chance to seal it. Still can't get the job done for us. McFadden really struggling. Do I have a sub? Yeah, it's another fatigued one. Let's bring on Tom Fish instead. At this point, it's seconds, so never mind the positioning. Penrice finds Brooks. Brooks, Thornhill, Jones, McDonald. And we see the game out. Final whistle. We do come away with the win. Somehow comfortable and somehow not. 23-6, yet the XG was just about the same. The goals went our way, but wow. 8 goals in this one. Crazy affair, but we do come out the winners, and Portland United very much, without a doubt, put up a hefty fight. That isn't going to do it for this episode, though. We are going to be cruising into the mid portion of the season, still undefeated. In fact, I think we are already maybe halfway. Let's check those standings real quick. Just a hair shy of the halfway point of the season. 15 matches, 15 wins, 52 goals for, 7 against, less than a half a goal per match, plus 45. And we sit on 45 points, the same target we had last season of matching goals and points. That's plus 3 per match with that 45. We'll see if we can keep that up all the way through the season. Can we keep the perfect run going? And now that we've taken care of the hardest team in the cup competition, can we cruise towards the final? And then will our teenagers rise to that occasion as they did in that second round? But just as much as we rose early on, after half an hour, we struggled to see the game out from that point. That's going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. And bye for now.